Attention, please. Before we start this webinar, I would like to inform you the rules of this webinar. First, the participants have to log in using format name_institution. Example, Indah Isnaini Asri _GM. Second, the participants have to turn on the camera during this webinar using the virtual background that has been provided. Third, the participants have to turn off the microphone during this webinar. Fourth, when the host has the participants to enter, the participants do not need to say present in the Zoom meeting chat box because in the middle of the session, we will provide an online present form. Fifth, e-certificate will be given 3 weeks after this webinar. Sixth, the participants wearing neatly and formally clothes. Seventh, please write your question in the Zoom meeting chat box. We will have Q&A session at the end of the presentations. The question format is the speakers _question. 8. The participants must join all session of this webinar till the end. 9. Participants are not allowed to just leave the meeting or do other things outside this webinar. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, good morning ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Health Information Management webinar titled Implementation and Development of Information Technology in Health Information Management. Thank you for all participating on today's webinar. This webinar is hosted by Health Information and Services Department, Vocational College, Gadjah Mada, University. My name is Indah Isnaini Asri as the master ceremony of this webinar. And now, let me welcome our special guest of today. Welcome to our Honorable Dr. Engineer Insinyur Agus Mariono as the Dean of Vocational College, Gadjah Mada, University. Welcome to our Honorable Dr. Nur Rahman, SSE M.Kom, as the Head of Health Information and Services Department. Welcome to our honorable speakers, Mrs. Azliza Ariffin, Ph.D., Senior Lecturer in Universiti Teknologi Mada, Malaysia, and Mrs. Annisa Maulida Ningtyas, S.Kom M.Eng, Lecturer in Vocational College, Gadjah Mada, University, and Doctor Candidate in Vienna, University of Technology. And last but not least, to the guests and the audiences. Ladies and gentlemen, before we enter the core of the event, I will read out the agenda we are this morning. Our agenda today is as follows. First, the opening. Second, singing the Indonesia Raya song and Gadjah Mada hymn. Third, showing the traditional dance video. Fourth, greeting chairman. Fifth, documentation. Sixth, the speeches by the speakers. Seventh, the question and answer session. Eighth, the closing. First of all, let us start this by praying so the event that we will hold will run well without any obstacles at all. Pray based on individual belief begins. Done. Further, for the sequence of this morning agenda, we will hear our national anthem of Republic Indonesia, Indonesia Raya, and hymn of Gadjah Mada University. Ladies and gentlemen, please be prepared. Next agenda is the showing of a traditional dance video. Let's watch together the traditional dance video by Health Information Management students of Gadjah Mada University. Before we start our webinar, let us hear the speech of the Head of Health Information and Services, Dr. Nurrahman, S.Com. But because Mr. Nurrahman not able to attend the webinar today, the speech will be represented by Mr. Dian Budi Santoso, S.K.M. M.Ph. So Mr. Dian Budi Santoso, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, sugeng enjang, good morning to all participants. The Honorable Dean and Vice Dean of Vocational College, Universitas Gadjah Mada, the honorable guests, especially the founding fathers of Medical Record and Health Information Study Program. I saw in the participants list. I would like to personally greet Sugeng Rawuh Prof. Sunartini Hapsara, Sugeng Rawuh Pak Dalio, kemudian ada Bu Rawi Miharti, Pak Edi Kristiono, matur nuwun. Mungkin nanti juga akan ada Dr. Arida, Dr. Trijoko, dan Dr. Wahyudi. Thank you for your support in every event that we held. The honorable speakers, the first is Azliza, Ariffin. Welcome to Universitas Gadjah Mada. Thanks for your time. And the second speaker is Ibu Annisa Maulida Ningtyas atau Bu Ica. Welcome home virtually, Bu Ica. I hope you always be happy and healthy there. Ini di Austria mungkin masih jam 3 atau jam 4 ya, Bu Ica. Thank you for making time for us. And then our dearest colleagues from Abdirmiki, our dearest students, and all the members of Department of Health Information and Services. On behalf of the Chief of Department, let me start by giving you a warm welcome at today's webinar. This webinar is an annual activity for the students of Health Information Management Study Program. So the students can get updated knowledge, international insight in the field of health information management. This is the second year of public lectures with the concept of an international webinar since the global pandemic of COVID-19 last year. And this event is handled by students themselves. Jadi ini adalah kegiatan kuliah umum sebenarnya yang bertemakan internasional dan di-handle sendiri oleh mahasiswa, sehingga diharapkan para mahasiswa selain mendapatkan wawasan juga mendapatkan pengalaman untuk menghandle event dengan nuansa atau skala internasional. Kemudian karena ini juga daring, kami juga membagikan link kegiatan ini untuk umum. Jadi selamat datang kepada seluruh peserta. We hope that this event can continue to be held every year in the future. And lastly, I would like to express my thankfulness to all the organizing committee. Terima kasih kepada seluruh panitia. Thanks for your hard work. And to all participants, please enjoy this webinar. Thank you. Sekian, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Mr. Dian Budi Santoso, for the presentation. Next, let us hear the speech of the Dean of Vocational College, Universitas Gadjah Mada, Dr. Engineer Insinyur Agus Mariono. Mr. Agus Mariono, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you. I would like to express my gratitude and thanks to all organizing committee, student, and also lecturer that has already working very hard to set up this program named National Health Information Management Webinar 2021 with theme implementation and development of information technology in health information management. I think the theme is very, very important at the time that, the development of information management or information technologies very, very spectacular. So if you do not use information technology, especially in the health information management, you will very late. So this webinar, I think, is very important to you, to your information, that whatever you want, whoever you want, you have to understand, and you have to know, you have to be able to use information technology in order to compete future the development of health information management. So I hope this seminar will be very fruitful, and the student and also lecturer also get a lot of new information, new spirit, new motivation to develop information technology in terms of health information management. Once again, I do thanks to Department of Health Information Management, which already support the student to set up this program and the other program. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Agus Mariono, for the sentences. Now we are going to take pictures together. For the guests and audiences, please turn on your camera and we are going to screen capture for the documentation. We will take 11 captures, so please stay with. Slide 1, 1, 2, 3. Slide 2, 1, 2, 3. Slide 3, 1, 2, 3. Slide 4, 1, 2, 3. Slide 5, 1, 2, 3. Slide 6, 1, 2, 3. 7, 1, 2, 3. 8, 1, 2, 3. Slide 9, 1, 2, 3. Slide 10, 1, 2, 3. And last, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we are done. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Before that, I would like to make some important announcement for all the participants. So the materials of this webinar can be accessed in the link that has been provided in the Zoom meeting chat box. Now we will begin the session of webinar today. Also, this discussion will be moderated by Mrs. Rita Dian Patiwi, S.Kom M.Ph. She is lecturer in Vocational College, Universitas Gadjah, Mada. And now I will read her curriculum vitae. So our moderator today is Mrs. Rita Dian Patiwi, S.Kom M.Ph. Mrs. Rita Dian Patiwi is an assistant professor, knowledge education with Master of Public Health Sciences, interest in epidemiology field, Gadjah Mada University in 2013, and her other jobs are Manager of Research, Community Service and Relations, Health Information Services, Vocational College, Universitas Gadjah Mada, 2016 till 2019. And Editor-in-Chief Jurnal Kesehatan Vocational, National Accredited, Sintatu 2016 till now. And the research that she has done includes first, POSIA, or Posyandu Valencia in 2020. Second, validity of ICD code based on laboratory results in lung tuberculosis disease in the private hospital in Yogyakarta Province, Indonesia, cross-sectional study in 2019. Third, implementation of menstrual circle book Android-based application to support support the Information and Youth Counseling Center program in Kulon Progo District in 2019. Fourth, meta-analysis of factors affecting patient satisfaction with health services in Indonesia, meta-analysis in 2018. Fifth, forecasting of patient safety incident at Special Region of Yogyakarta Hospital in 2018. Let's give a big round of applause. To Mrs. Rita Dian Pratiwi, time is yours.
Yes, can my voice be here?
Yes, Miss.
Thank you for the opportunity given to me, Mbak Dinda. Okay, good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First I say thank you to all of the participants and Honorable Dean of the Vocational College Universitas Gadjah Mada, Mr. Agus Mariano, and I say thank you to Honorable Chairman of the Department of Health Information and Service, representing by Mr. Dian Budi Santoso, and especially thank you for your willingness to fulfill this event today. Our speaker during his busy time is Azliza Ariffin, Ph.D. Hello, Miss.
Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I feel very happy to meet you today. Hopefully you're always happy, and I hope the pandemic will be over soon, so the future event we can meet face to face to another occasion. Thank you, Miss Azliza Ariffin, for your coming. And I would like to thank to you, Miss Annisa Maulida, Mbak Ica.
Yeah, hi, Mbak. Assalamualaikum. You're welcome. Yeah. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah. So for on the sidelines of her study, for taking the time to attend and fill this event. It's really nice to meet you on the virtual meeting, because it's been a long time since we haven't seen others in we are the same office because of pandemic and your study. Okay, and once again, I said special thanks for all the participants who attended in this seminar this morning. Before I start this discussion, let me introduce myself. My name is Rita Dian Pratiwi, and I would like to be a moderator in this seminar. I'm very happy to see you here for being given the opportunity to learn together in this event. And today's seminar is about implementation and development of information technology in health information management, will be presented by our outstanding speaker. The first topic that will be presented is perspective of IT development in health information management in Southeast Asia. And the second topic is about enhancing the IT utilization in health information management. Before we start hearing this presentation of our best speakers today, let me explain the rule of this discussion. I'm sorry, I informed the speakers that each presentation time was 40 minutes, and please allow me to give you a notification when the time is over. And for the participant who will submit their question can be written in chat or ask directly using the raise hand on the menu. And the time is in the discussion section after the two speakers have finished delivering the material. And the time for the discussion session is 10 minutes. For participant who will ask in Indonesian, we will help you to translate. So tidak usah khawatir ya kalau nanti ada yang ingin bertanya dalam bahasa Indonesia, kami akan membantu. Baiklah, alright, let's start with the first session, which is the presentation of topic 1. Okay, the slide. Okay. Before she present the material related to present a perspective of IT development in health information management in Southeast Asia, allow me to read her curriculum vitae. Mrs. Azliza Ariffin, Ph.D. She is senior lecturer at Mada University of Mada, Malaysia, University of Technology. And next. Yeah. The education history that she has taken is a bachelor degree of human science, Hons, political science, International Islamic University, Malaysia, Master Information Management University Teknologi, Mada, and has taken doctoral education in electronic information and record management with a dissertation title The State of the Art of Electronic Medical Record with Implementation in Selected Public Hospital in Malaysia. And she has a lot of experience as speaker in international events, including a second International Scientific and National Member Meeting on Health Information Management, Indonesian of Higher Education for Health Information Management Association in 2020, Malacca International Conference on Social Science, Science and Technology 2020, Second International Conference Health, Science and Technology, Universitas Duta Bangsa Surakarta, Indonesia, in Indonesia also, 2021. Online International Seminar, Digital Health Transformation, Challenge, Opportunity, and Future Trends, Kementerian Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan Politeknik Negeri Jember 2021. And she is also active in conducting research and publication both national and international, including the role of big data in healthcare industry, International Journal of Islamic Social, Economic and Development, volume 6, issue 36. Survey of patient satisfaction with medical record services at the registration of patients at Puskesmas in Mataram, and published in International Proceeding, the Second International Scientific Meeting on Health Information Management, or ISMOHIM, in 2020. And she is also published in Jurnal Kesehatan Vocational. Thank you. In you also published in my journal. Confidentially, this is my journal. It's a pleasure to meet you, to meet the author in person. She is published entitled Hubungan Karakteristik Individu dengan Kinerja Petugas Rekmeders pada rumah sakit swasta di Kota Mataram. Ini published di volume 5, isu 40 tahun 2020. Okay, in addition to be an active lecturer, she also a consultant at several institutions and activities, including penasihat bakti kursus rekod, penasihat proyek sejarah lisan bersama dengan kreativitas media teknologi UITM bersama Prof. Madia Sulaiman, penasihat proyek khas UITM and Institut Jantung Negara, Penasehat Proyek Khas UITM and Pemodalan Nasional Berhad, Jawatan Kuasa Pelaksana Rekod Arsip Universiti, Jawatan Kuasa MOU dengan Arsip Negara Malaysia, Ahli Panel Kertas Kerja Jurnal Sejarah Lisan. Okay, that was her achievement that I can convey. Now let's welcome our first speaker, Miss Dr. Azliza. Azliza, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi and a very good morning to all of you. Thank you, our moderator. Thank you, the organizing committees of this online international online webinar. Okay, and then thank you to especially to all management of Vocational College, Department of Health Information and Services, Universitas Gadjah Mada. And lastly, my warmest thank you to all participants in this seminar. I would like to say that I'm very honored to have been given the opportunity to give a talk entitled IT Development in Health Information Management in Southeast Asia. So without further ado, my name is Azliza Ariffin. Usually people call me just Madam Nick or Ibu Nick for Indonesian. All right, it's better. In fact, this particular Universitas is always in my heart because one of my siblings graduated from this Universitas as well, a batch 2001, Faculty of Medicine. So Alhamdulillah, right now he is a doctor in Malaysia. So really thank you. In fact, we also, our family, so pleased and thank you to all the Universitas Gadjah Mada. Okay, so let us look on this particular topic today. Okay, so it is about the IT development in health information management in Southeast Asia. Okay, next. Okay, so basically, this is the content that we will look into. All right, the introduction, the IT application in healthcare industry, the health information management, and the last one is a conclusion. Yeah. So next, talking about the introduction itself. Yeah. Okay, new and emerging technologies have transformed the healthcare in recent years. Hospitals and physician offices, large and small, have implemented new technologies to respond to a changing regulatory environment and to improve the overall quality care of the patients. Yeah. So today's medical facilities are really, really high technology in operation that put cutting edge technologies into the hands of talented professionals. So even still right now, what we can look at, the significant opportunities remain for hospitals and healthcare settings to streamline their implementation and usage of new technologies. As medical facilities that we can look across the country right now continue, right, to modernize the need for robust and responsive of healthcare IT to support will not only that give increasing from day to day. So the future of healthcare is shaping up in front of our very eyes with advances in digital health technologies such as artificial intelligence, AI, right, VR or AR, 3D printing, robotics or nanotechnology. So we have to familiarize with these latest developments in order to be able to control the technology, right, and not the other way around. The future of healthcare lies in working hand in hand with technology, and healthcare workers have to embrace the emerging technologies, the emerging healthcare technologies in order to stay relevant in the coming years. We cannot stop we cannot stop this technology development. Every day it change, and sooner or later we will find out the whole area of our lives have been transformed to a various digital technologies. Yeah. Thus, our task at this moment is to face our fears about the future with courage, yeah, to turn to the technologies with an open mind, and to prepare the changing world with as much knowledge as possible. So we need to have the courage in order to face all kinds of development, especially on IT development in healthcare industries. In medicine and healthcare, the digital technology could have transformed unsustainable healthcare system into sustainable ones, equalize the relationship between the medical professionals and patients, provide cheaper and faster and more effective solutions for diseases. Technologies could win the battle for us against certain diseases, example like AIDS or Ebola, and could simply lead to healthier individuals living in healthier communities. The saying goes that one has to be a master of his own house. So it is worth starting the future with the betterment of our own health through the digital technologies, as well as changing our own attitude towards the concept of health as such, and towards medicine and healthcare. So the technology, what we can say that is only an aid and improve our lives if we stand on its shoulder. If we are always, especially at least 2 steps ahead of it. But if we adhere to this rule, the cooperation and between people and technology could resulting in amazing achievements. Technology and humans hand in hand for a better healthcare. Ladies and gentlemen, right? Our talk focus on IT development in health information management in Southeast Asia. Before we proceed, let us discuss a little bit on the healthcare in Southeast Asia. Next, please. We do have in Southeast Asia about 11 independent countries located along the continental areas, right? And offshore archipelagos of Asia, Brunei, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and Philippines, Indonesia, Timor-Leste, right? Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, and Myanmar, right? So previously known as Burma, shaped by its history, geography, and position as a major crossroads of the trade. Southeast Asia is a region of vast social, economy, and political diversity. Next. Talking about the health and healthcare system in Southeast Asia. Health system in this region are really dynamic, a mix of public and private delivery and financing with a new organizational form such as corporatized public hospitals and innovative service delivery responding to the competitive private healthcare markets and growing medical tourism. So like in Malaysia, we are really right now, especially for private hospitals, they are concerned on the medical tourism, and it becomes one of the great financings in Malaysia right now. So Southeast Asia's rich history and recent industrialization and globalization have raised new challenges for the region's health system. Next slide, please. All right, thank you. So the modern medical technology available in the world market, but costs higher than most of the region's population can afford. So many traditional of health practices persist alongside the use of new medical technologies and pharmaceutical products, presenting the regulatory problems in terms of safety and quality. With these increasing educational levels right now, the aging populations, the growing consciousness of human rights in recently developing democratic environment, the demand for better care is increasing. So the health system in this region face more serious adjustment problems than even before. We can look into our situation right now. The health services become an important industry, right? Especially due to our pandemic COVID-19 lately, right? So we are really the main frontliners, right? Is the healthcare industry. So the mix of public and private non-profits and for-profit actors, along with the growth of trade and medical tourism. So countries in Southeast Asia and their health system reforms that can thus be categorized according to the stages of development of their healthcare system. So next, the Asian rhetoric in the health sector is heavily focused, especially on the trade-related and economic aspect, not only strengthening the health system, but it promotes the private healthcare, health tourism, health insurance, and the mutual recognition of healthcare professionals will varying the degrees of success. So we do look on the healthcare quality, right, in Southeast Asia. So let us look on a few countries in Southeast Asia, right? We start from the Singapore, right? Known as a medical center of excellence in Southeast Asia. So this is a home of thriving health tourist industry. The quality of care is supported by 10 high standard public hospitals, 13 private and numerous other specialist clinics and treatment centers, in which English is a commonly spoken, right? Yeah. So that is basically on in Singapore. Let us look on Thailand as well. The healthcare system is delivered across private, international, and public government funded hospital as well. So there is no access to free healthcare for non-nationals. So private medical insurance is worth investigating for expatriates in the country. So basically, in Thailand, many public hospitals will ask for a guarantee of bill payment upfront, right? I think that one is a normal practice. This could be mean providing the hospital with proof of pre-authorization, right? Or we call as a a guarantee of payment or letter of authorization from the health insurance provider. So private hospital, basically what we can look in Thailand, they have excellent facilities. So employ many English speaking doctors and usually have international license department to help foreign nationals with the medical insurance and financial matters. So regarding of this as well, I have my friend as well in this working in the hospital, right? So they create a post of a translator there because it seems many tourists coming to Thailand doing their treatment. So the translator, as the person itself, very fluent in Arabic. So many tourists from Saudi Arabia, right? So they create a post just for that particular purpose in order to entertain those patients in the hospital, right? Especially from the Saudi Arabia. Okay, and then we look on the Vietnam, ranked at 160 place of 191 member states by the WHO. The Vietnamese government has stepped up investment in its healthcare system recent years, and the country as a whole spends about 7.1% of GDP, more than many of its neighbors. Yeah? So little over 1 doctor to 1,000 people, which is also a good ratio for this corner of Southeast Asia. Yeah? So that is Vietnam. So let us look on Malaysia. Okay, so with highly rated healthcare system across private and publicly funded hospitals, Malaysia provision is ranked in 49th place on the WHO league table. So like most other countries also, the best level of care is available in the largest cities and tourist areas, right? Recent increased investment in specialist doctors in areas such as cardiology and ophthalmology, whereby that particular department has led to the country becoming a medical center for excellence, especially from the outsiders, all right? Okay. Then the country also spent about 4.2% GDP on healthcare, comparable with India and Papua New Guinea, right? Okay, so that is from Malaysia, and we look on Brunei. So a small but wealthy sultanate, Brunei Darussalam, offers a good standard of healthcare, which is free to citizens and permanent residents. Yeah? So 40% of the population who are foreign nationals on work on or tourism visas, however, need to pay for their healthcare as well. So if you are relocating to or visiting that country, you might want to investigate comprehensive private medical insurance apart from emergency treatment. The hospital also will ask for a deposit of proof of cover before admitting a patient. Yeah. So the country is a very small country. We can look at it, right? It has a major hospital in each of its 4 districts, right? And the largest being in the Bandar Seri Begawan, and 2 excellent private facilities, right? Okay, and the last one, Indonesia. All right, so Indonesia public healthcare is undergoing significant changes, right? Right now, currently ranked 92nd by the WHO, right? Indonesia facilitated a gradually improving. So we understand Indonesia is having large population, many populations, right? So that's why the government is committed to improve its investment in health services. And while there have been some obstacles along the way, but we understand that the Indonesian healthcare system is one of the clubs of becoming the largest universal healthcare provider in the world. So the system is well on the road to achieve universal healthcare, right? I think second in 2014, the country has launched a mandatory health insurance, a program called Jaminan Kesehatan Nasional, JKN. So that is a design to make basic medical care and facilities available to all citizens, and it was implemented by the Badan Penyelenggara Jaminan Social Kesehatan, BPJS, Social Security Agency. Yeah. So more than 9,700 puskesmas across Indonesia, it's many there, right? Overseen by the Ministry of Health, responsible for providing healthcare at the sub-district level, right? And we do have 2 kinds of puskesmas, those with beds and those without it. So that is a little bit for Indonesia. Next slide, please. Okay, looking at the health technology in Southeast Asia. So according to WHO, it defines as application of medical knowledge and skills in the form of devices, right? Medicines, vaccines, procedures, and systems developed to solve a problem, improve people's quality of life. That is basically the health technology defined by WHO, right? So it also refers as a digital health. The health technology encompasses solution as varied as telemonitoring, wearables, radio frequency identification, we call as RFID, for live medical monitoring, and mobile applications or databases. So next. Okay. Digital health has been acknowledged by the WHO as a key building block for universal health coverage, and health-related sustainable development goals. And many countries around the world are already implementing solutions such as social health insurance payment processes or electronic medical records to improve people's life. So according to the Asian report from the Asian Development Bank, ADB, they pointed out at 2 decisive factors which are contributing to the rapid development of digital health solution in South Asia. Number 1 is about the increasingly prevalent broadband coverage, as well as faster broadband and mobile data across the region. So the second factor contributing to the fast development of health technology in the region is increasing demand for better health system across Asian countries. Yeah. So report from We Are Social's Digital 2019 revealed that Southeast Asia was the fastest growing region worldwide in unique internet, mobile, and social media users over the course of 2018, whereby looking at the GDP, gross domestic product, right, with the population of over than 659 million and collective of gross GDP of US dollar 3.5 trillion, ASEAN is bound to become the world's 5th largest economy by 2020. Yeah. So in this digital economy, reach over than 30 billion, right, in 2015, and expected to soar in upcoming years to reach nearly about 200 billion by 2025. So another report from Google and Temasek shows that there has been an increase of 90 million internet users since 2015 across the Asian countries, 5 countries, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand, plus Vietnam, bringing the total number of internet users to 350 million. So although Singapore and Indonesia are still the most attractive locations in the region for health technology, other countries like Malaysia also emerging with innovation solutions, especially in health technologies areas. So all Asian countries offer free healthcare, although not always universal. Singapore notably ranks among the best healthcare system in the world. So next slide, please. Okay, next. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, let us look on the IT application in healthcare industry. So two things that we can look here. The IT applied to health and healthcare. Okay. It supports health information management across the computerized systems and the secure exchange of health information between consumers, providers, payers, and quality monitors. Next slide. Okay, this is the technology trends in healthcare industry. We do have about 5 here. M-Health, yeah. And then the telemedicine, remote health monitoring. Okay, we have wearable powered by IoT, Internet of Things, right? And artificial intelligence, and the last one, robotics and artificial body parts. Yeah. Okay. So next slide. Looking at M-Health, right? Looking at this particular situation right now. What is the best thing about M-Health is about mobile health, right? It's about innovative mobile solutions. We call pages those days. Professionals seek doctor visit at office, and then we retrace health, consult a practitioner over video call, right? Honor aggregates caregivers for seniors. 80% doctors use medical applications and explore drug information. This is by research. And then another one, looking on the 24 hours and 7 days access to EMR and EHR in cloud. So next. All right. So this is about the telemedicine, okay, and remote health monitoring. The global market of telemedicine will grow from 14.3 billion in 2015 and to more than 36 billion by 2020. Right. What we can look here is about the reduced pressure on the current healthcare system and drive down the healthcare costs significantly. Right. Then it can afford affordable and quality treatment from miles away from remote and poor communities. And this technology, all right, can monitor, all right, the health of the patients remotely, then give a best quality of care to the patient. Right. Next. All right. The next slide is about wearables powered by Internet of Things. So what we can have look here, okay. This situation we are looking at by 2020, right? We can look on the resulting in 20% more patients be engaged in their health, right? They are using the AI as well, right? And then of course the wearable connected devices, especially the monitor, right? Collect vital statistics, transmit to payers and providers in real time. Okay, and we also look on the lifesaver predicting risk for sudden illness, and then we have a devices that size of a credit card or for ECGs, ultrasounds, and DIY diagnostic tests, etc. For example, and vast data captured to aid in clinical research. Next. All right, this is about the artificial intelligence whereby we can look the diagnosis better than physicians, reducing the cost by more than 50%. And free up 30% of clinicians' time. Okay, and then what we can look in artificial intelligence in this healthcare industry, it gives accurate diagnosis using AI by interpreting, especially on EHR or EMR, X-rays, prescriptions, and call records. And of course, it ensures to correct medical codes for reimbursement. And another one that we can look at is about correction of medical history. At the level of organization, demographics, region, culture, or country level to automatically predict risk factors, healthcare trends and outbreaks, especially. All right. The next slide, please. Okay, this is about the robotics, artificial body parts. So currently, I have experience on the situation on robotics itself, right? In a National Heart of Institute, IJN. So they were success in the, especially on the operation of the heart by having through the robotic itself. Yeah? So by 2019, that we can look on the 50% rise in the use of robotics in the surgeries, and to deliver medications, food supplies in the hospitals. So another one that look at is about the brain control, prosthetic limbs, okay, the 3D printed bone, implants, tissue and muscles, and specialist highly precise surgeries from miles away, right? Okay, and we can look on the highlight blood vessels in the on-screen video. So this is about basically about the robotics, artificial body parts as well. Okay, the next slide. The next slide. So in recent years, the cost of providing high quality services and patient satisfaction, right, in hospital has increased tremendously. So by using the health information system in healthcare, right, has become one of the best solutions for hospital management in order to decrease their cost, right, increase patient satisfaction, to improve hospital processes and to provide high quality patient care. So the role of digital technology itself in medical care and its delivery has expanded and ever increasing pace. So the IT itself has brought about a big revolution, right, especially in the healthcare industry. Next. Okay, looking at the healthcare IT, right, these are the common terms, right, if you are studying in the health information management. So these are the common terms that we need to look at, right, that we need to know about this. It's about EMR, electronic medical records, electronic health record, computerized physician order entry, CPOE, right, hospital information system, the radiology information system, RIS, HL7, health level 7, DICOM, PACS, HIPAA. So those things are very common, right? Okay, in this particular in our study. Yes. So next slide, please. Okay. So let us look one of the terms itself on the hospital information system. Okay. So a health information system refers to a system designed to manage healthcare data. Okay, these include systems that collect, store, right, and manage and transmit a patient's electronic medical records, EMR, a hospital operational management, or a system supporting healthcare policy decisions. So HIS itself also include those systems that handle data related to the activities of providers and health organizations. As an integrated effort, these may be leveraged to improve patient outcomes and then inform research, okay, and influence policy making and decision making. Okay, we can look at the health information system commonly assess, process, or maintain large volume of sensitive data. Security is a primary concern. So this is based on what we call a health information system. All right, looking at these, we slide as well. We look on the HIS consists of at least two of the following components. So we do have about CIS, clinical information system, financial information system, laboratory information system, nursing information system, pharmacy information system, right, PACS, picture archiving communication system, and radiology information system, RIS. This is based on Biomedical Informatics Limited in 2006. Right. So next one. Next slide, please. Okay, due to the situation right now, okay, what we can say that with the IT performance, with the IT development, okay, so all of us need to aware, right, and need to face this situation. Okay? So we look on the transformation, okay, on the manual to electronic. Okay? So currently, most Southeast Asia countries are still using paper records in the hospital. Okay? So like in Malaysia, we do have only a few hospitals in Malaysia that using total hospital information system. It means that they use totally electronic from the beginning of their entering to the hospital till the end, till they're discharged from the hospital. So example like Putrajaya Hospital, right, Selayang Hospital, Sedang Hospitals, those are hospitals that under public hospitals that applying and implement total hospital information system. So other hospitals, public hospitals, right? We do have about 143 hospitals. They still remain using a paper, right? So we looked at although paper still at their what we can say that a normal routine. So yet paper records have many limitations. So as paper record is a very fragile medium that requires a big space, purposely for storage, and it must be properly organized and can be accessible. Data recorded may not meet the uniformity standard. Only 1% that can access at a time. Papers may be missing and lost. That will be a common situation happen in the medical records department, right? And misplaced as well, or it led to the complexity and unmanageable and frequent ineligibility in clinical notes. So that is happen usually in the manual or traditional paper based record keeping. So we need to transform, right, or put it, what we can say that a transition from paper-based to EMR system, right, bit by bit, okay, department by department. So it make it clear that we all of us, especially in Southeast Asia countries, will be using EMR or electronic versions, especially in the hospitals. So the conversion all the information in paper medical records to electronic medical records provide significant clinical and operational benefits. So the successful transition from paper-based to electronic medical records in the healthcare organization, we need to require a great careful supervision and coordination from many aspects. Okay, so next please. All right. So this is about talking about the electronic versions, right? So we are looking on the electronic medical records. So in this EMR itself exists in electronic version of the paper-based. So the computer-based system for storing, organizing, okay, and retrieve information about patients hold tremendous expectation for improving the quality and safety of healthcare, right? So basically, what we are looking in the situation right now, we do have that a hospital that born with the technology, like Malaysia. All right, there are that I said this now, like Hospital Putrajaya, Selayang, okay, and we do have about Sedang Hospital. This hospital born with the technology. It means that, okay, we develop the building. All right, we set up all the computer systems. All right, it comes all the healthcare professionals coming in. Right, that's no problem with that. But the problem is how, right, we want to transform, whereby this is the old hospital with the with many of paper records, right, and we need to transform them in an electronic way, right? Yeah? So I've been attached, okay, in one of the hospitals in Sydney, right? Children Westmead Hospital in Sydney, about nearly about 1 month, right, at that particular hospital. All right, a great experience whereby that particular hospital is a public hospital, right? So I involved with that situation in order to transform from manual to electronic, right? Because they are still applied, they are still implemented paper, and how they make it success, right? Because that particular hospital also using the Cerner system. All right, same goes in Malaysia. All right, we do have one of the hospitals in Malaysia whereby we use a Cerner system as the main system in that particular hospital. Yeah, so a lot of challenges. All right, a lot of phases. Okay, day by day, from morning till evening, right, till late evening, right, and what we can say that we discuss a lot, give training to the doctors, give training to the nurses as well, right. In fact, if the stage still have a problem, right, so they will not turn to the another phase, right, if that particular phase having a problem. That will be a normal situation on that particular once I've been attached at that particular hospital, which is, all right, we need to settle the problem, right. Once the problem is being settled, then they will proceed to the second phase, go next phase 3 and phase 4 until the end of the phases itself. Yep. All right, so next slide, please. Okay, so this is one of a study that been conducted in Malaysia, all right. So it's about computerized physician order entry, CPOE. All right. So next slide, please. All right. So we can have a look here. Okay, about the computerized physician order entries, CPOE. It can reduce a few elements that will be great, especially in the hospital itself. Yeah? So let us look on the first one, 80% transcription errors. So that will be a good one. And then 80% of non-anticipated potential ADEs, right? And dispensing errors is 8%, about 59% on errors, right? And the last one, 17% preventable ADEs. Yeah? So this is according to the study that has been conducted in Malaysia, right? Whereby this CPOE can reduce certain elements that will be give a great contribution to the hospital. Next slide, please. Oh, okay. Can't see anything here. All right. Basically, this is about EMR itself. Okay, whereby we understand that EMR is complex and sophisticated environment where is the foundation clinical data repository, we call as CDR, that process the database of patient, right, of the clinical information, okay, for practitioners. This is by Garrett and Davies in 2006. So we look on the this, what we can say that by Garrett as well. He said that EMR applications can be used in clinical documentation, right? And of course, to a computerized provider order entry, CPOE, right, for physician and pharmacy management. Yeah? So it have patient safety and of course reduce the medical errors. Yeah? So basically, what we can look here, okay, the success of EHR depends on the success of the implementation of EMR in the hospital, right? Next slide, please. Okay, so these are the examples of integrated hospital information system, all right, the components. This is one of the blueprint in Malaysia, in one of the hospitals in Malaysia. Okay, proceed. Next. All right, okay, we can have a look on the front end viewer of EMR. Okay, so we do have PACS, RIS, LIS, BIS, whereby all these are integrated as what we can say that the patient information, right, will be the as a repository of all information about the patient in the hospitals. Next, please. Okay, so this is a total hospital information system. We call as THIS, right? In Malaysia, we do have a few stages here, right? We do have THIS, Total Hospital Information System, right? We do have IHIS, Intermediate Hospital Information System, and the last one, BHIS, we call as a Basic Hospital Information System, right? So talking about Total Hospital Information System, it means that that particular hospital is implementing all the information, it has been all integrated in that particular hospital. Either is from PACS, RIS, LIS, all kinds. So it has been integrated. Compared to intermediate, there are certain department whereby still are not apply, still are practicing the what we call record keeping, whereby BHIS, all right, the basic one, what we can look at only a few department that goes to applying IT in that particular hospital. Usually, it moves to administration, right, or pharmaceutical department, okay, or radiology department. Usually, that particular level stage that we call as a basic hospital information system in Malaysia. Right. Yeah. Next slide, please. Right. This is the integration tools. Okay, we do have, as I mentioned just now, it's about clinical data repository (CDR). Right, and we do have the data warehouse. Okay, then the users are from various, from the pharmacies, from the clinical documentation, right, radiologies, right. So this is the clinical system overview, okay, and we do have about the surgical scheduling as well, right, and all these are integrated, okay. There will be about the integrated tools, right, and although, for example, like DHIS right now that applying to those public hospitals in Malaysia, for example, they are more to silo system that is being used in that department. So the main thing, if you want to have a total hospital information system, they need to be integrated. Then we can apply the total hospital information system in that particular hospital. Right. Next. All right. Okay. Dealing with the IT healthcare. We look on the trends right now with the IT healthcare in healthcare industry, for example, right? So we are still, if you are looking on paper, okay, if you are still applying on paper, right, we are still with the normal routine whereby on the paper based. So right now, okay, we need to change our mind setting. We need to go ahead, moving forward, right? Okay, especially on the term itself, right? The medical record is just a part of it. Okay, we are talking about the health information management as a whole, whereby the trends, okay, and we can say that the functions of health information management, especially in the hospital, right? It grows tremendously. But it is not only in medical records, but also we need to have expanded role, right, in the medical record services, right, especially dealing with the IT. Okay, all right. Okay, look at the health information management. It defines as the collection, okay, analysis, storing, okay, protecting and ensuring the quality of patient health information. So HIM is the practice of the acquiring, okay, analyzing and protecting digital and traditional medical information vital to providing a quality patient care. It is a combination of business, right, science and information technology. Okay, so next, please. Okay, so I always say to my students, HRM is available and it keep expanding and expanding, right? Yeah. Okay. Looking in the situation right now, okay, what we can say that, okay, sorry. Sorry for that. A call from my parents right now, both of them at Mecca. So I believe that they overlook of my message just now to them. Yeah? Okay. We need to be more dynamic in terms of health information management. Okay, and I really respect Indonesian team, especially in terms of bring the matter of HRM, right, at the level until now. Okay, comparative in Malaysia right now, we don't have a great education, okay, as what provided by the Indonesian health, especially in the education on health information management. Right, only a few universities and colleges that offers health information management. All right, and right now in my faculty as well, right, we will offer about the Masters in Health Information Management, inshallah, by next year, inshallah, right? And so this is something that lately that we can look on the trend. Okay, that's why I thought it's a very valuable right now. All right, since the pandemic COVID-19, they are looking on the data, they are looking on the big data, they are looking a lot of things that focus on the health itself. So in this situation, our role as a health information management professionals, right, we need to be moving forward, right, especially dealing with all information data that we have right now. Okay, so next slide, please. Okay, government has consistently, right, okay, especially in Southeast Asia, strive to develop and implement an information system that would meet the needs of a uniquely designed the health system. So from human resource training, okay, and education to system design, redesign, development and implementation, okay, the search for excellence, information continues, and then millions have been invested, especially in terms of infrastructure and human resource development. Right. Yet the ideal system seems to be quite a way off. That's normal, right? I think that we need to find the solution, right? How to face this kind of problems. Yeah? So despite the unique challenges as well and opportunities with facing the public health system, the desire to optimize and build a 21st century information system is still being aggressively pursued. Yeah. So the purpose of this, what we can say that we need to provide an overview and understanding of the process, use and challenges experienced, especially by the government in development of health information management system. Okay. So consider with this be given to the following factors. These are the factors that have been impacted the system development. Right. The first one is development of HIM professionals, system development through technology, right, and the system future. Okay. Let us look on the development of health information management professionals. Right. These.
Hello.
Yeah.
8 minutes later.
All right. Thank you. All right. Have a professional have crafted a step with another step, partner to partner strategy for bringing the healthcare system to a sustainable level. So one of the key components that available in the health information managers, all right, we do health information managers, all right, we do have administrators and technicians that are prepared to embrace the opportunities and challenges of the system itself. Yeah. So despite the growth itself, the system has not kept up with the training of HIM professionals. Currently, the challenges for the government is to find a strategic way to bridge the gap between the system's growth and the preparation of HIM professionals in order to meet the system demand. So that will be our focus right now. Okay, the HIM professionals, okay, those who are taking health information management study, right? So they need to be highly trained, right, in the latest information management technology applications and understand the workflow applications, right, and understand healthcare flow, okay, provider right, in any healthcare, okay, provider of the private from large physician practice, the private, okay, what we can look at, okay, what we can look at, right, the roles of knowledge to broaden the framework, okay. So those who are in this particular field, right, we need to enhance our skills, interests, roles, okay. For example, in the enterprise of information management leadership, these are those things that you need to look at, okay. The privacy and the security concern, okay. The revenue of cycle management is about data quality and integrity, clinical vocabulary and classification, okay. And then compliance and risk, information access and release, health data analyst, okay, data dictionary, so patient information exchange. So those knowledge about these particular new things that need to be captured by those professionals. All right, the next slide, please. Straight away goes to conclusion. Thank you. Conclusion, next. Next, okay. In most countries, concerted efforts are undertaken to enhance the use of IT in healthcare, right? It is hoped that can reduce the medical errors and increase the quality of care, okay. Changes in healthcare, right, especially in the integrated care, the use of big data, electronic health records, telemedicine, decision support system, right, consumer empowerment are impacting to the management of health information. So it requires linked data. The activity-based funding requires valid coding. So EHR requires standards for documentation, right, retrieval, analysis, and decision support that require standardized nomenclatures. Yeah? So the new world of HIM offers, right, enormous opportunities for high impact work that contributes, especially to the value of information asset for the good of healthcare organizations and the patient they serve. Last but not least, right, talking about healthcare itself, okay, healthcare and healthcare delivery has never been so valued and so valuable. However, to be useful, information must be relevant, reliable, standardized, accurate to a level fit for its purpose and presented in an intelligible form. Yeah? So this requires a special knowledge and skills that lie at the heart of the health information management profession. With regard of that, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nit, for your great and patient presentation. Your material presented is very interesting and useful for us. I don't think I can conclude because all of the topic in this presentation is conclusion. Everything that is explained is very important. But one thing I will say, this is time for us to start learning and adapt to technology, learn big data, decision support system integrated in immediate care, because especially in health sector, all activity such as prevention, treatment, rehabilitation, curation, and also insurance. And the most important thing is to decrease health financing by monitoring the healthcare service as a standard. And this is great opportunity for all of us to be able to compete and following development countries. Okay, thank you once again to Miss Dr. Nick. Let's give applause to her. Yeah. Again, I remain for all participants who will submit their question, can be writing in that chat or ask directly using the raise hand menu. And for participants who will ask question in Indonesia, we will have to translate. Okay, then we continue the presentation to second topic. Before the material related to enhancing the IT utilization in health information management, allow me to read her curriculum vitae. Please allow me to share screen. Okay. Yeah. The second speaker is Annisa Maulida Ningtyas S.Kom M.Eng, or Mbak Ica, was born in Tasikmalaya, 7 October 1989. And the education history that she has taken is undergraduate degree in computer science, Universiti Gadjah Mada, Yogyakarta. Master of Engineering in Information Teknologi, Universitas Gadjah Mada in Yogyakarta. And now she's pursuing his doctoral education as informatic at Vienna University of Technology, Vienna, Austria, majority information system engineering. And apart from being lecturer in Vocational College UGM, since 2018 until now, she has also a lot of experience in her field, including instructor in computer science laboratory, department computer science and electronic in Universitas Gadjah Mada 2030 and 2050. Teaching staff in Jakarta State Polytechnic 2016, freelancing for the Center for Economic and Public Policy Study, Universitas Gadjah Mada. Next, she is also actively involved in various activity in organization, such as Treasurer of Persatuan Pelajar Indonesia, PPI Australia, 2019 and current, Treasurer of Organisasi Mahasiswa Ahli Teknologi Informasi Omah TI, Ilmu Komputer Universitas Indonesia, Universitas Gadjah Mada Indonesia, member of Persaudaraan Mahasiswa Tasikmalaya Universitas Gadjah Mada. Next, she is also active in research and publication with many projects that have been published, including a model of early detection data duplication in electronic medical record in 2019, machine learning method for human activities recognizing indivisible device case study, Indonesian social media, and using the framework to tackle duplicate electronic medical record issue in general regional hospital. And okay, next. Okay, that was an achievement that I can convey. Now let's move to the discussion. Welcome our second speaker, Dr. Kandidat Ica. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Rita, for giving me opportunity being speakers today. And I would like to thank you also for the committee, for the students, for giving me this opportunity, and my colleague also in our department of information and health services. Thank you very much. And yeah, warm greeting from Austria for all the guests, for all the participants. Good morning, everybody. Now in Austria, still 4 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, I hope I can deliver in a good to you. Okay, so thank you also for Dr. Nick. I think your matter is very good, and then it will be related to my topic. So yeah, I think today I need to present about the enhancing IT utilization for health information management. But today I would like to speak in very small, broad topic, not all the big IT things, but I will talk about the overview of the e-health in Austria, which is, I think it's almost quite related with Dr. Nick's presentation. So maybe can I share my screen? Okay, so let's see if I can share my screen. Okay, do you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, thank you. So yeah, as I mentioned that I will talk about the overview of e-health in Austria. And this is the outline of my presentation today. So I will talk about the Austrian healthcare demography, about the overview health insurance in Austria. Also, I will go to the overview of ELGA, one of the e-health system in Austria, and it's the most important e-health system. And also, I will conclude with the lesson learned that we can take for our country in the future. So yeah, now I will speak about the Austrian health demography. Okay, so but first, I would say that Austrian is different with Australia. So I think because most of it's not very popular, I think in Indonesia. Austria is not very popular, I think in Indonesia. So sometimes it switched to Australia, but Austria is a European country in the Central European. So yeah, I would we'll talk about in terms of Austria and then European Commission here from the health. So yeah, e-health is matters. As we know about e-health is very important because it can improve the access to healthcare and then boost the quality of the effectiveness of the service of it. And yeah, that's why, according to the European e-health action plans, states that the member in European Commission should support and promote e-health on a national level. Then e-health is the application of the information and communication technology and across the whole range of the function that affect of the health sectors. So, okay, so e-health is the tools which include tools for both health authorities and also the professional, as well as personalized health system for patients and citizens. Okay, so this is the examples of e-health. So, for example, you will see that I think you're already familiar with electronic health record, telemedicine services, wearable and portable devices, and also like health monitoring and lifestyle management and the others. So, but this is the three of, I think, the most common for us for now. And I will talk about the facts and figure about the Austrian healthcare system. So as we know that Austrian is not, the population is Austrian is only around 8.36 million. So it's small compared to our country. And almost all population are insured by the health insurance. And here we have hospitals, around 200 hospitals, medical doctors in hospitals. We have like 21,700 doctors. We have also care personnels, around 82,600 care personnels. We have around 6,400 general practitioners. We have the specialist doctor, around 19,200. We have also dentists, doctor in training, midwives, and pharmacists. So yeah, the Austrian healthcare system are funding by the federal entity, so which is the Austrian Health Ministry, also the provinces and the social insurance. So this three of the organization is the stakeholder of the healthcare system in Austria. Okay, so yeah, I will give you a brief overview about health insurance in Austria. So the reasons why I'm talking about the health insurance, because health insurance is one of the way for us as a citizen in Austria to access the e-health system. So I think it's similar to Indonesia. We have BPJS, so Austria also have the health insurance, and all the residents in Austria supposed to have or registered in health insurance. So this is the principle of the Austrian social insurance. So the principle is based on solidarity, affordability, and also universality. So what is the solidarity here? Means that there is an equal benefits for all people insured, regardless age, origin, race, and sex. So, and then what is about the affordability? So means that insurance system is funding by the contributions between employer and employee. So why it's called as employer and employee? Back to the Second World War. So the Austrian minister tried to implement the social security. Everybody who are working or like an employee in a company supposed to be registered, supposed to have the health insurance. For the previous in World War, it's only for the people who work in company. But for now, all the people, family members, not only for the employer, our employee, but all the family members also supposed to be contribute in insurance system. So here, but the difference in Indonesia, so the contribution in social insurance in Austria is determined by the ministry. So it determined by you need to pay around 7.65% from your gross salary. So, but this payment is not paid by the employee itself, but it divided between the employee and then the company where they are working. So it means that we as employee, we only need to pay 3.8% from our salary, and the rest will be paid by the company. And also here, the unique ones for the social insurance numbers. Also here in Austria, so we for every family we only have one insurance, and then we only
I think the signal is good. Hello, Lisa. Maybe it's the problem of the signal. I'll try to contact her. Please wait a moment. Because Miss Nisa cannot be contacted. Hello, Annisa.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think my internet connections doesn't want work with me in this early morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so sorry for the technical problems. So maybe I can start again to share my screen and continue.
Maybe you can off your video.
Yeah, I will off my video. I think yeah, this is a good. So okay, I will continue. So about the universality principle here, that yeah, every people reserve to have a same quality of the medical treatment. And then the social insurance in Austria is consists of 3 pillars, which is first is health insurance, accidents insurance, and also the pension insurance. And then now almost 99% of Austrian residents are covered by the health insurance. So, okay, this is the Austrian social insurance system. So actually, as I mentioned before, that we have 3 kind of insurance. And then the main association of Australian social security institutions. So for each insurance had one organization to coordinate all the insurance. So this is since 2018, we have around 21 social insurance funds, of which 18 funds provide the health insurance. But now, since 2019, the government tried to merge the insurance funds. So now it's make it simpler. I think it will be easier to coordinate about the coordinations. So okay, then next, what does the health insurance offer? So I will. So the health insurance offer. There are several services here. First is medical checkup for young people and preventive screening for elderly people. And also there are medical treatment of the doctors, medicines, therapeutic aids, inpatient treatment, or medical care at home if necessary. Also, they provide dental treatment and dentures, provide also the financial security in case of inability to work as a result of illness. And also they provide the maternity allowance. So yeah, for every insured people, they will own e-card or electronic health insurance card. So e-card is the key of the electronic administration system, which aim to simplify the administration process by using cashless healthcare services. So now step-by-step paper-based process are replaced by the electronic solution. So to cutting off the unnecessary steps for patients and bringing administrative facilitation to healthcare providers. So yeah, so this e-card must be brought and be present whenever we visit the doctors, or if we want to receive the treatment in healthcare facility. So if you don't bring this one, if you go to the doctors, the insurance cannot cover your treatment, and also your doctors also cannot access or cannot put the diagnosis on the system because you don't bring this e-card. And then this e-card is the key of the electronic health record, or ELGA, which I will explain more in detail in the next slide. And also e-card is personal key to the security of sensitive health data. And then here, no doctor, no hospital, no outpatient clinic, and no other contractual partner of the social insurance can access the data about a patient if the patient doesn't present his card and give his consent by inserting the e-card to the card reader in the healthcare facilities. And okay, this is the e-card. This is the Austrian e-card. So in the front side, in the e-card, you will see here, this is the number of social security number. You will see the name of the patient. On the reverse side of the e-card, you can see European health insurance card. Here, below is the health insurance card. The health insurance card is if you have a temporary visit to the other country and then you need to receive the medical treatment, and yeah, the government, the Austrian government, or like the insurance can cover your payment for the medical treatment. And also e-card contains the signature application which will be used for accessing our personal health record. Okay, so what is the data in e-card? So this is the personal. Okay, I hope that used. Okay. So the data in e-card is only contain the personal information such as name, title, date of birth, insurance number, gender, and issuing insurance carrier. Okay, so this is the e-card infrastructure. So the e-card store the data. They have this data center for storing our information, and then also all the healthcare providers such as hospital unions, hospital, physician, pharmacists can access our data by inserting our e-card to this e-card reader, and then this card reader can access access this data not using the internet protocol, but they're using private protocol here called gene peering point. So yeah, so this e-card, the data transfer from this e-card is very secure. So nobody can access this network. And then I will talk about the ELGA. So after we talk about the health insurance in Austria, about the e-card, we will go to ELGA because ELGA, it's the main actors here for e-health. So as I mentioned before, that the member state of European Commission should support and promote e-health on a national level. So the Austrian government tried to make an actions in order to support to promoting e-health on a national level. They built this ELGA, or in German, like we know it, elektronische lebenslange Gesundheitsakte, or in English, it means that lifelong electronic health record. Yeah, okay, so ELGA is basically the information systems that simplifies the process of accessing medical health record for patients and doctor, as well as other healthcare professional at hospital, laboratory, or pharmacist. And ELGA aimed to supplement the medical treatment and consultation with improved information flow, particularly when several health providers are working together. So yeah, ELGA is so the information and communication between healthcare provider are bridging by the ELGA system. Okay, this is the illustrations of the information and communication exchange without ELGA. So if you see from the illustrations, the medical data is not integrated with the other for every healthcare providers. This may lead to medical data redundancy, also lead to mistreatment and mismedications. So based on these reasons, ELGA come to integrate the medical health communication and information from different healthcare providers in order to improve the quality of health service and the patient may get the right treatment. So yeah, this is the information and communication with ELGA. So all the medical information for every healthcare providers are integrated each other. And then every doctor or every healthcare provider can easily access the medical information of a patient. And then the patients also can access their personal health information whenever and wherever they need it. Okay, so this is the idea behind ELGA. So yeah, ELGA is a part of health politics decision because Austria wants to support the action plan of the European Commissions, and also ELGA is a main of e-health backbone infrastructure. And ELGA is financed by Ministry of Health, Association of Austrian Social Security Institutions, along with the federal province. And as we mentioned, as we know before, that ELGA is to the goal of ELGA is to improve the quality of diagnostic and therapeutic decision, as well as the quality of process and results along the treatment workflow. And with ELGA, also they want to improve the patient safety by avoiding redundant tests, examinations, and prescriptions. And also the patient is no longer information carrier. So before ELGA, so here why the patient is no longer information carrier, because all the information about medical condition of the patients are already everything is recorded on the ELGA. So the patient doesn't need to give the information about the previous medical treatment. The doctor can see directly in the system. Okay, this is the health service providers of ELGA. Okay, I'm sorry. There's a hospitals, so the facilities for mobile and stationary care, the doctors, dentists, and the pharmacists. And then this is the ELGA architecture. So a little bit complicated because it's a very complex system. So if you see here in the up, you see this is the central component, which is cross-linking ELGA document, because ELGA is related to several institutions. So here they record about the data patient. They also had the document about the healthcare provider, about the access management system and auditing protocol. Also, they have the medical terminology. And all these components are stored in this decentralized storage and retrieval in ELGA. So here, so all the information are stored in the central storage, and then the doctors can access the data of the patients by using e-card, and then by using the private network, they can access all the information about the patients. And then also here, the hospital or the laboratory also can access the information about the patients by using this e-card, and then by accessing the central data storage, they can retrieve the information about the patients. And here, so in order to, the system can talk to each other. So because you see there is a health insurance, the insurance have their own system, the doctors, their own health information system, the hospital also have their own system. So in order they can communicate each other, they need the interoperability data standard. So here, in development of ELGA, interoperability is very important. So health interoperability means that the ability of two or more health system to use or exchange the information and the knowledge. So, and then here in ELGA, the interoperability are divided into three parts. First is the organizational interoperability, semantic interoperability, and technical interoperability. So what is the organizational interoperability? As we know that the e-health is, so there's many organization or stakeholder that involved in e-health, such as the healthcare providers, health insurance company, and then the government. So they need to work together to exchange the information between the stakeholder. And then this talk about the policies, procedure, and bilateral coordination that need to allow the seamless exchange information between different organizations, and also talk about the legal framework that support and allow the data exchange within the organization or countries and even the regions. So for the semantic operability, it refers that to ensure the precise meaning exchange information is interpretable by any system. So here that because there are also a lot of systems that communicate with each other, they need to uniform the content and structure. Also, they need to have the uniform code, like medical terminology coded. So that's why they need a semantic interoperability, so the data can easily understand by every system. Okay, so lastly is the technical interoperability. So the technical interoperability is the ability of the two or more ICT application to accept the data from each other and then perform a given task in appropriate manner. So this technical interoperability is guarantee the data security, data integrity, and access to relevant data within identified patients. So this is how the data are transferred between every system, the standard or the guidelines, how the data are transferred or moved from every system, so the other system can understand, can receive the information that they need. And this is the content of the communication in ELGA. So yeah, the principle of the content communication is ELGA is easy to access. They have a common structures of report. Also, the process is automatic, and there's no scan document. So you don't need to have scan document, and then the process is automatic. You can generate the report also automatically. So this, for example, here, if you see in the top of the document, this is the address of this is the clinic where the patient go. And also here you see the ordinate the doctors. And from this document also you will see the Aufnahmegrund, which is for the reasons for admission. So and then so they explain about the patient condition, and then this is for the doctor that diagnosed what the disease that happened to the patient. And also this is the possibility of the medication treatment. So this content is uniform, and then for every for every healthcare providers who are using ELGA. And then this document is obligatory use for the physician or nurse discharge summary, lab results, radiology reports, and the medications. Okay, this is another example of the ELGA patient document. So this is, I think last month I have a medical treatment, so I can show it to you. So in this, so the document that I have is similar with the document that exist in ELGA. So you see here, you have a name, you have the information of the hospital. You have also, this is the summary of the patient. You will see my name here and then the birth date, the social security number, and also what is the medical treatment that I have. This one also, what is my condition, also the diagnosis, and and this is also the diagnosis of, this is the medication that I need to take, and this is other information. So yeah, all this information are similar and with the ELGA. Okay, so about the ELGA application, currently the available application in ELGA, there are two main parts. First is e-report, is sharing clinical document. So it's kind of like discharge summary, radio report, lab report, and nursing report. And here is e-medication is the main part of the ELGA about sharing medication data, or called as patient medication list. So this e-medication contain all information about the medical treatment of a patient, and then also it contains the medical prescription that the patient takes. And then now the government tried to build the pilot project of e-immunization. As we know, now we are in a pandemic condition, which is everybody needs to take the vaccine. So they try to build this application in order to simplify the access for, like, because now we know when we are traveling to every city or to every country, we need to show the proof of the vaccination. So by this immunization, it helps the people to show the information about the vaccinated that already take. And also the exchange of image, sharing clinical images. So they try to if you take the radiology, so the patient doesn't need to bring the radiology image to the doctors, because the doctors can see in the ELGA. And then in the currently design phase about the e-prescriptions, about the reimbursement scope, and e-reports about the outpatient reports. And in the future, they want to build the convergence of clinical and administration process, and they want to share more document types such as pathology report, patient summary, and advanced directives. And so they want to build the e-referral, teleconsultation, and telemonitoring by device communications, and also all use case needed for patient engagement by mobile health, such as appointment, doctors or patient communication, mother and child management and process. And yeah, how the patient or insured people can access the ELGA. So here that we can access our medical treatment information medical treatment by using the online portal in www.gesundheit.gv.at and by using the digital signature of or electronic identification card. So here the digital signature or electronic identification cards are needed to verify our identity. And then once we log into the ELGA portal, the ELGA will show the discharge of notification as well as laboratory and radiology results provided by the healthcare facilities and the medications. So this is the ELGA portal. You see here you can log in, and then you can submit. Here they need for you to submit your mobile number, and then your digital signature. After that, you will receive the PIN that you need to submit to PIN, and then you can afterwards that you can access ELGA. Okay, so yeah, the benefits of ELGA there for the citizens is to access to findings and discharge letter and the medications, and also they manage our personal health data. For the health service provider, it's provide you quick and easy access to report from all over region in Austria or medications overviews of their patients. And then they support access to previous or current diagnostic and therapy. So yeah, in this section, I think this is we come to the last section. So we know about in the previous presentation, I'm talking about health insurance, talk about how the ELGA works, and then learn that we can take, then we can implement, or like we can take for to build a health system in our country. So here I would also say previously the ELGA, so ELGA takes a long time to build. So the government of Austria, they start to do the research of this e-health starting 2007. And then ELGA firstly worked at 2015. So it takes around 8 years to implement the ELGA to get the stable e-health in Austria. So for the very first period, see here the ELGA, it doesn't work at all. So in this is the Austrian newspaper say that for 70% ELGA, the doctor said that ELGA has no added value. So yeah, for the first time, the ELGA, it doesn't work, but they need, and that's why the research needs to take a long time. And also here, in the other country, the health is not easy to implement, because in Americans say that there are a lot of people are died because of electronic health record went wrong or give the wrong decision support. So here I want to emphasize that it's not an easy task to implement the e-health. We need to very comprehensive research, and it will take a long time. I know Indonesia now start to build the e-health, and they start to build around 2015, 14, and some now we have also e-health from JKN, but yeah, still we need to have a very comprehensive research. And then why we need to do the comprehensive research here? Because we have facing a lot of issues in building the e-health. First is the workflow issues. It's complex work, involve a multiple stakeholder. It's not easy to make one voice about the e-health condition that do you want to have in a country, and then also it doesn't fit the clinical work task. Sometimes the IT provider maybe cannot interpret it the clinical like healthcare provider wants. So that's why sometimes the system doesn't fit, and also adding additional work and usability issues. It's not easy to use, it's not easy to access, and also lack of integration and interoperability. I think now we have in Indonesia, we're facing these problems also about the integration and interoperability. And then so what this with this issue, it impacts to burnout among the hospital staffs when taking part of the EHR contribution and patients had mistreatment. So yeah, here that the digitalization in healthcare is very complex works because it consists of research in social, technical organization and political context, diverse stakeholders, participants and priorities, and there is no fixed solution. And so what we can do here in order to build a very stable e-health like we have now in Austria, first is we need to embracing the socio-technical organization political context by understanding the value about our e-health, the needs in order to build the e-health and the context. And also we need to integrate the diverse stakeholder. So yeah, in order to have one voice about how to build what kind of e-health that we want to build. And then here being agile. So so here that when we implement the e-health, we need to we need to do the ongoing design technology and then practice through the use the system. So we cannot so here the idea is we build the system, we use the system, so we know what the disadvantages or the advantages of our system, and then by this we learning, and then we do the evaluating, and we do the improvement of the system. And then also we need to conduct the social technical evaluation. What about the field studies? I think this is very important since you are in health information management and then you are studying in health information management. I think you can take this part on the field studies because you are the one also who will involved and who will use the e-health. So when you know about your needs on your work, that it will help the government to build the e-health system. And also the relating context appropriation and outcomes by developing policy guidelines about the design and interface, and then the identifications of our process. So yeah, so I want to, the lesson that we need to take here that building a health is very complex. So in order to have a very good e-health like we have now here in Austria, so you need to have a comprehensive research. You need to know we need to know about the so I'm speaking in terms of our country. We need to know the aim or the goal of our health services in Indonesia. So we need to do the very comprehensive research, and then hand in hand with the other research field education background in order to get the big pictures about our healthcare system in the future. So yeah, I hope that I want to emphasize again that since you and we are in this community, so we can take our part here. We can help our country by conducting the research, by proposing the idea about the healthcare in Indonesia. Okay, so I think that's all about my presentations today. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Icha, for your presentation. It's very comprehensive and inspiring for us in Indonesia. Yeah. And thank you again, you wake up early morning for presenting this material. But I'm still curious about what does the ELGA stand for?
Okay, so ELGA. Okay, so it's not easy to speak because in German. So ELGA.
Yes.
Ja, wait. Daar is de elektronische levenslange Gesundheit akte. Or yeah, it is like electronic health record. Yeah. Yeah. So, but then yeah, in German, they made the acronym in German language for ELDA.
Very, very difficult to stand for.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Miss Icha. For audience, let me give some word from based on the presentation. Finally, we know that in Europe, electronic medical record or similar with in Indonesia, electronic medical record in Europe is ELGA, has been integrated with various sectors so that they can use for various needs in various places. And the challenge if the patient card is lost, what about this security and how to keep the system used properly and minimize error in order to prevent fatality in healthcare service process. And this is very important to perceive and challenge for all of us. Once again, thank you for Miss Icha. Let's give applause to Miss Icha. Okay, now is the most awaiting moment for all the participants. Let's move on the discussion section. We have 10 minutes and here's some question in the chat. Let me read one by one. Dr. Nit, are you there? The first question is for Dr. Nick.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. The question from Arina Salsabila, MIKAP. Thank you for the explanation on this occasion. I want to ask you about the effect of all digitalization in health field, how to keep wise of the technology that implemented in every field, especially in health fields that can affect with the carbon emission. Because to keep our electronic data on the server is need to maintain 24 hours, and of course we will need more and big energies. If we keep increasing the data, we will need more server, need more energies. And I think this is not wise to our earth. So again, how's your perspective about that issue? Thank you in advance. Maybe you can
Okay, thank you, our moderator.
Yeah.
Looking at that particular questions, thank you for the question itself. This is about something that using the energy. We understand that, right? We are keeping 24 hours data, right? And we need to have a good repository, right, to keep all the data in safe. But my concern is about the information management. So look, once we focus on these particular questions, I think the best thing that we need to look at the renewable energy, whereby I think for the time being, I have read a lot of this, but what we can say that I'm not expert on this energy, green technology, that kind of questions that coming out on this. So just read about that, about the articles on that, but for me, I'm not the right person, okay, to talk about the green technology. These are all the carbon emission, whatever, right? Maybe I'm so sorry, I cannot put it on in my own language, all right, because still learning, still reading with that, not as a main priority, but we just reading without more concern with the health information management. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. Anik. For the Arina Salsabila, maybe this is still difficult to answer because this is about green
technology.
Green technology, yes.
Yeah. So this is about renewable energy, right? I think research, a lot of research has been done, in fact, in Malaysia as well. So, but I cannot be analyzed for the time being. I think we need to have another discussion with the thoroughly of analysis on that. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Nick. Okay, the second question. This is also for Mrs. Nick Azliza from Maulana M. Sirojudin Abbas. Yeah. The question is, what is the role of health technology used to dealing with the COVID-19 in Malaysia?
Again, sorry.
What is the role of health technology used to dealing with the COVID-19 in Malaysia?
All right, okay. Thank you. I think due to the COVID-19 pandemic, okay, everyone is at first startled with that situation, right? So our Ministry of Health really play an important role, especially in order to put on track and in terms of the COVID-19. So in Malaysia, we do have My Sejahtera, that the system that everybody need to goes in to register. So either you are having vaccine, all right, first dose, when is it, second dose, okay, and then once you are dealing with right now with the new SOP, right, so going to any like places, so you need to just scan the barcode, all right, by using that My Sejahtera. So with that, we can just track the patient, especially those people, those who are being COVID-19 patient, right? We can just track that. Okay, in fact, in my faculty, in my organization as well, right, we do have like we call as a saringan, right? Every day we need to do that particular things as a government officer in this particular university's area, and then we need to declare if there is any close contact. Okay, so we do have like a system whereby once we have a close contact with another with a person have COVID-19, right? So immediately our what we call universities, hospitals team, right? We contact us immediately, right? Just goes to my case, right? I've contacted with my mother, right, with the COVID-19 patient. Okay, so I'm the close contact, so they categorize me as a category B. All right, we do have A, B, C, D, right? Yeah? So close contact, and then they will provide, they ask a lot of questions to me, right, from the team itself in my university, right? And then after that, they put it me, they provide me a letter quarantine for 14 days. So of course, I'm not going to the office, so that kind of things, all right? Yeah. So
enggak le. Telur ayam kalian, ku bilang ayam kampung.
Sorry, Miss Selvin.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Can I continue?
Yeah. Please, Mrs. Nick.
Okay. All right. So that is in the situation. Of course, the My Sejahtera, I think from time to time it has been improved a lot of the icons, a lot of functions in that. So it makes easier, especially for us, for as a Malaysian citizen, and then for those who are as anyone that dealing as with going here and there, right? So that will be a track on you. Okay, so we try to narrow the concept, narrow the cluster itself by having that particular system which is called as My Sejahtera. So right now, for me, right, what we call we have a national identity card. So I think that one will come a second thing. All right, the first thing is the My Sejahtera. You are going anywhere, right? So you need to just show it your either you have been vaccinated or not. All right, you vaccinated. Where is the like? We do have digital certificate that we have been vaccinated. Myself, both have been both 2 doses already. Exact. Okay, so they provide a digital certificate, so it's easier for them. I'm going to the mall, going to any even a small shop as well right now, right? So we need to bring that. So for the kids as well, so we need to bring, if the kids want to go anywhere, all right, so the parents need to go along with them, because they want to see the parents, the my suggestion on that part. So that will be, I think, a great contribution to the country, especially in Malaysia, by providing this particular system in order to, we understand that this pandemic, this COVID-19, it can just within a second just spread like that. So I think that will be a proper one, a great contribution, a great role that has been played by Minister of Health in terms to protect, in terms to give information, and at the same time, we can the MOH as well provide the statistic every day, right, with the current situation, how many deaths, and post it either Facebook, and of course to messages to all those, what we can say that having a handphone, that will be a good that there will be an information to them every day from to us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Nick, for your explanation. I think I agree with you. Yeah, in Indonesia, it also happened. The technology used for epidemiological investigation, so it's also have to trace patient COVID, and this is a good choice for decreasing the patient
COVID.
Yeah, patient COVID. Okay, the next question is for Dr. Nix. This is from Mr. Dian Budi Santoso. Thank you for your comprehensive presentation. In Indonesia, one of the main jobs of him professional is to do medical coding. If later this work can be replaced with AI, artificial intelligence, what is your advice for him professional in Indonesia to survive in the midst of technological disruption? And what competencies should be learned and strength for students in him education? Please, Mr. Misni.
Okay. Thank you for the questions. Yeah. So I will answer the first one is about the competencies, especially on the health information management professions. Yeah. So what we are doing right now, we are more towards, we are going there. We are going to have a great vast development on the IT itself. Yeah. So everybody, either we are aware or unaware. Okay, some skills that right now are sunsetting. It means that we need to have like checking data manually, okay, dictation and transcription. So we need more skills. We need more skills, especially knowledge of electronic data management and use. Right? Looking at just now, our second presenter, right, it's about e-health itself, whereby they are going to have although we understand that many challenges, many problems, but by research, they will improvise a lot of things in order to make it something that, what we can say that it will be a reality. So towards in this situation, what we need to focus is, right, we need to understanding of the physician workflows, all right, or in Malaysia itself, we need to what we can say that understudy, or you need to know about the flow of every hospital. All right, yeah. Why I said that? Okay, I've been dealing with a few hospitals, being as one of the advisories, and one of them is National Health Institute as well. Okay, so talking about that, the most important thing we need to know, right, what are the standards that has been used, what are the SOP that has been used, what are the design, what are the workflow that has been used in that particular hospital. Right, that will be more. And you as a health information management professionals, you need to know on the design thing, okay, and put it in a way that, all right, in a way that people will understand, especially for whom, for the IT person. All right, we are the information professionals. All right, we understand the situation, what are the flows, right, from one to one, and how it goes with one department, with another department, interdepartment, whatever, right, in the hospital. But the most important thing, that is the job, all right, from health information management profession, right? So the IT person, what we can say, the IT literate, they will read those design from us, right? Then they will code, they will make a coding from that. Okay, so that is what I've been experience myself as well, right? Looking at the situation. So the doctors will talk to us, the nurses will talk to us, right? The administrator will talk to us. We are the information guardian in the hospital itself, right? That's the word that I need to always stress to people. All right, it's about information guardian. So we knows a lot in the hospital, but the IT itself as a tool in order to make it smoother, right? Of the system in the hospital. Okay, so the skills on the understanding and knowing and how to do that, especially the workflow, is a must for us. All right, and then the lean process design, process improvement. So those things that we need to know, right, from the beginning, from the process, it goes from the for example, if the patient coming from the entrance until towards the end, what are the process involved, right? What are the process involved at every department? So those things, right? We, the HIM department, they need to know about that, right? Yeah? And of course, data integrity and electronic data retrieval. Okay, how it goes. Okay, how to make it another one to make it easier for the healthcare professionals. We understand there is a research has been done. Okay, I read one article. The doctors, especially, they will be they love to only have about 3 clicks only. If more than 3 clicks, all right, it will be a burden to them, right? Yeah? So you can have what I can't remember the article, but there is one article I've read, okay, that the doctors try to minimize, okay, because we understand that the healthcare professional, especially doctors, they would love to have also your humanity, the human touch with the patient, right? If they are more concerned with this IT things, for example, the laptop, whatever, right, they will be reduced on the humanity touch with the patient, right? So that will be another story on that. But then, so in this case, we need to have something, a system whereby the system is more, what we can say, user friendly, all right? Okay, so the doctors can use, and we need to get feedback from them, all right, and try to improvise from time to time. Okay, so another one is about clinical classification system, all right? That goes with the question just now, right? So rather than ICD, we also have SNOMED or SNOMED. Right now, I'm still learning about the SNOMED. This is about another classification system, all right, clinical. All right, we do have about a standard on that. Okay, and this is another way that provide with a good one, either than ICD as well. Yeah? So the next one is about electronic health records design and optimization. So how it goes with the system, all right, one, it has been approved, right, one, it has been applied in the hospital itself, right? We need to have another one whereby especially towards those users. Right? So talking about the users, all right, who are they? All right, of course, the doctors, the nurses, right? Okay, all department that involved in the hospital itself, right? So we need to have a good one, okay, and then the reporting itself, okay, the reporting itself will be something that what we can say, put it as a way that they can provide a good reporting. That's the most important thing. Yeah? Reporting is most the outcome of that particular thing. Especially talking about the doctors, they don't want to have if you are. I just share with you one experience dealing with one case study in Malaysia. All right, we in HIM profession, all right, we are most the administrators. We understand those what we call those workflow, everything, all right. But sometimes once we are dealing with healthcare professional, it's very hard with us, right? because they are more to objective, they are more to evidence-based. The healthcare professional is more to evidence-based, right? Okay, the first that we are doing, the first phase that we are doing, we as the first group that are talking to the healthcare professionals. This is my project with one hospital. Yeah. So end up is a failed project, right? Yeah. Why? The doctors resist to accept the EMR. The doctors said, okay, I would like to see the outcome. Where can you show me the outcome? All right, okay. I want the report. Can you provide me the report? Blah 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 blah. Right. Yeah. So okay, that one. Okay. Then a lot of things that happened on that. So I just talked to the team as well at that time. I said, now we change. All right, we need to have a team. All right, whereby the team, it is not us as the first person, as the what we can say the leader. All right, we try to find any doctors who are really not really good but interested in IT. So we put them as the first person. All right, we will be the backbenchers then. We will be backbenchers. So Alhamdulillah, with that particular situation, the doctors right at that time, okay, try to open their mind. Right, try to open their heart with the situation itself, with the EMR. Right, they try to accept bit by bit with that. Right, and then we have another collaboration with another universities whereby the university is more towards on the IT literate. So we put it as a pilot of one of department, and then during the presentation, the doctors still again, okay, if you want to have this is the reporting. Yes. Then the doctor stands with that. Wow, this is good. We don't have any, we don't have to try to get this kind of report and try to combine, try to merge everything. So that's it, right? Even a very single report, a simple report, but it makes what we can say that something benefits to that particular team. So Alhamdulillah, right now they are transforming to EMR. Okay, and then my faculty with all my students being attached to that, especially on digitization, right? To digitize the old record into the system. Okay, and then of course everything that my students did, it being monitored by the staff at that particular place. Yeah. So another one that we can just look on the skills that they are needed is about clinical documentation improvement. That will be one of that skill that we need to upgrade. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you for your comprehension and very clear information, Dr. Nick. And thank you for your sharing experience in there. It's very inspiring. Thank you. There are many questions for Miss Annisa. Okay, there are two similar questions. I will read at once. The first question from Mrs. Friska Miftahul Jannah and also from Mr. Dian Budi Santoso. First, for the assurance in Austria, is there any limited using like BPJS in Indonesia, as we know that not all diagnosis and therapeutic was covered with BPJS? And the second question, for the implementation of ELGA itself, are all health facilities in Austria required to use the system mandatory for the government, perhaps like P-Care BPJS Kesehatan in Indonesia? And from your point of view, what should be done so we can implement national integrated EXR in Indonesia?
Yeah.
Question is clear?
Clear for me. So yeah, thank you for the questions, Mbak Rita, for reading the questions for me. And then, so yeah, in the health insurance in Austria has a limited payment, has limited coverage. So not all the medical treatment will be covered by the insurance, but mainly it covers by the insurance. for the very important, the very common medical treatment. But but there's a limit also, like if so, because let's say for me now I'm paying for the students is around 63.44 euro per month that I need to pay health insurance. So if I'm using the insurance more than that I'm supposed to have, then I will, in the end of the year, I will receive the extra. I will receive the letter from the Ministry of Health that, let's say that you are spend your health your health insurance with this some amounts, and then this is the extra money, and then which is like over limit with your insurance, that you need to pay the extra money. You need to pay the extra price of your medical treatment. But as long as I live here for almost 2 years, and I'm several going to the hospitals, I think I spend much a lot of medical treatment also here, but until now I'm not receiving any. It's covered. It's still on the limit, so it's still covered with, even though you are spending, you're receiving a very expensive medical treatment, still covered. But I think like for the medical treatment, like lab check and like like I think dentist not covered, because let's say dentist, I think, I don't know if Indonesia by BPJS for what, I don't know in English, like when you want to sorry, wait, I'm not sure, but in English here. So it's kind of like for tooth filling, it doesn't cover it by the health insurance. So I think, so you need to pay for if you want to have a tooth filling or you want to have a scaling, because it's not an emergency medical treatment, then you need to pay by yourself, which is very expensive. So for example, for scaling itself, you need to spend around 100 euro, or Indonesia around 2 billion rupiah. So it's very expensive to do the scaling. So the government only covered for the very emergency medical treatment. And there is a limit for the health insurance itself. And also about the next question. Okay, so yeah, the ALGA is the government, the Minister of Health in Austria are obliged all the healthcare providers, which is clinic, like private clinic, hospital, private hospital, and then a lab, even public or private, for using ALGA. So because they want to have a centralized medical treatment in order to improve the quality of the healthcare itself in Austria. So it's mandatory use from the government, like BPJS, like PCare, BPJS in Indonesia, similar. And also the point of view, what should be done for in order to implement national integrated health in Indonesia. I agree with Dr. Nick. Then that first is we need to know the workflow itself. We need to know the workflow of the information's exchange, in how the workflow in the hospital, how how the patient receive the medical treatment, how the doctor works. So we need to know, we need to understand about the context of the healthcare facilities in our country first. So I think in my university, in Vienna University Technology, there is a research group that are focusing in order to do this research in designing what kind of the IT that's suitable for hospital or clinical workers. And they also do the focusing the research about how the information are like transfer from every department in hospital. They do this design research, and then from this research, I think in my research, the research study, they send the students to come to the hospital to see how the workers work, to see how the administrations work, the electronic medical records workers, and then also how the doctors work. They sit there, they sit and they evaluate. And then also they evaluate about the current system in the hospital. They evaluate, is it the system is really works for them, is help for them in order to increasing or like to increase their quality of the medical treatment, is it work or not. So first I think that we need to understand the context of the workflow in our healthcare provider itself. And then because without understanding about the workflow, the system is only the system there, but we cannot use. So it's not achieving the goal that we want. So I think this is the first step that we need to know. We need to know the context, and also here I think we need also to have a policy, the law about the electronic health record itself, how to communicate between each stakeholder. So I think our government need to build this law also, because as we know also in building e-health is we are dealing with the privacy issues about the patients, about the and then so we need to have the law how to make sure that our data is not how to make sure our data is kept private. And also the other one is, I think you need to have the standard, or like the standard of interoperability. I think for example, like I don't know how. I think the only thing, the code system that I know for now is for e-health in Indonesia or electronic health record is the ICD-10, right? But here that actually the doctor sometimes is not using the code that when they are working on the electronic health record, they will put something like diagnosed, and then so here we need to have the medical terminology that we are agree to use, like the Dr. Nick said that in Malaysia now I think start to learn SNOMED. So SNOMED is the other clinical terminology that they are using for electronic health record. So I think we also need to agree with what kind of the interoperability that we want to have and how it's work, how the information works. So in order to have the integrated EHR in Indonesia. But I think for us who are involved in this in health information management, this is a very good challenge in order to help or like to contribute to in order to build the integrated health in Indonesia. Yeah.
Thank you.
I hope it's answered. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Annisa, for your explanation. There are still a few more questions for Ms. Annisa from the chat. And then the last question is from Juliana Utami from the Ryzen. I read from the checklist. From user result Triarto. The question is, how does the significance of media and public, especially the netizen opinion, affected Indonesian health information management policy today?
I'm sorry?
How does the significance of media and public, especially the netizen opinions, affected Indonesian health information management policy today? Yeah, this is the opinion of the netizen about the effect of Indonesian health information management policy.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm not clear enough. So about the opinion of the cities of
the citizen about the significance of media and public about the Indonesian information management policy.
Okay, so okay, I hope that I'm answering in a correct way. So about the opinion, about the effect of the opinion from the citizens into the health information management policy.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think. Oh, okay. So there is a research that I know about this about who are working in this extracting or collecting about the user's opinion in the social media about the policies. So and here in Austria, especially in my faculty, they are trying to do this research in order to see, or in order to collect what the citizens want. And then also it's very useful for the government. Let's say if they have something problem with the privacy, and then they put a comment, or like they made an update, latest update status in Twitter or something like this one, protesting about the policies. And then so that's when the government extracting this information or collecting this information, they will it's very useful for them in order to improve the quality of the policies of health information management. So yeah, it's very important also to see. And then there's a lot of interesting research in this area. So in order to help the government to improve policies of the health information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ms. Annisa, for your explanation. This is in Australia and in Indonesia, maybe also like that.
Yeah.
Okay, next question from Anun Fatika, UGM. The question is, hot news in Austria. Now the case of COVID is likely increasing there. How could this happen? And what is being prepared there? Of course, regarding health information management to deal with slight increasing in the pandemic. It is clear?
Oh, yeah, it's clear. Thank you, Marita. So yeah, it usually happens when we are in now we are in autumn, and we will go to winter, which is a lot of people will suffer with flu, and then the immune will drop a little bit because we don't have a lot of sun. It's cold also. The weather is dropped, and then it will make the case increasing. And also in the summer, we have a summer break around 2 months, and all over people are traveled to all over countries. They are traveled, and then they're coming back. And then also the students have the holiday. They also mobility to every cities, to every country, and then they're coming back to school. And yeah, the cases will be increased. So it's already predicted by the government itself. And then the government also had several plans in order to dealing with the increasing cases of the COVID. So here now, until now, the government doesn't make any like lockdown rules for us, but because they only see when the occupancy rate in ICU are increased into 600% in ICU, then the government will take the actions. But until now, I think even though the cases are increasing, but the ICU occupancy rate in ICU is still under control. So we don't have. So until now, we still do this. We don't have any strict regulation. We can go to school. We can go to the office, and then we can open mask in the outside. So the mask is only obligatory in the transportation and then in small shop. But other than that, we can open the mask. We don't need to use this one. And then, but okay. So now the cases increasing. I want to give you information. Also, the cases increasing. It's now in Austria. It's only for the unvaccinated people. So yeah. So that's why now the government are start to sending the letter, because all the citizens in Austria are registered in insurance. Now the government communicate with the health insurance association. They will send the letter to every people who are unvaccinated. Yeah, so this is the one of the action plan to reduce the COVID positive test in Austria. They will send, and then they will obligatory to the unvaccinated people to have the vaccines. And also, other than that, we have also free PCR test. So every person can receive 4 kits. It's kind of like 4 kits for PCR test. So in Austria, for PCR, we don't take from the mouth and the nose, but we do the gargle, like kumur-kumur. So you can take the NaCl, and then you can take the gargle, and you store it. You put your lab kit to specific stores, and then you will receive the PCR test. So this is also one of the actions of the government. So until now, since the pandemic, we have free access to PCR, and then but antigen is closed now in Austria, because they want to push the citizen to have the vaccine. So yeah, this is one of the actions of the government in order to reduce the positive rates. But yeah, it's now still under control, even though the case now increased around 9,000 per day now, but everything is still under control. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Annisa, for your answer. It's very interesting way to overcome the pandemic there. Yes, the country has a different way. Okay, for the last question is come from Mrs. Juliana Utami. Mrs. Juliana Utami from Raise Hand. Please open the mic and ask question directly. Mrs. Juliana Utami. I think Miss Juliana Utami. Yeah, she's not here. Okay, there are any question from other participants for Mix Nick or for Mix Annisa? I think there are no questions, but this is not the end of the discussion. Maybe we can discuss about another topic about him in another occasion. Okay, because there are no questions, can I close this discussion session? Okay, let me give a conclusion for today's activity. I say one word. Utilization of a system make it easier for us in everything, especially in the health work. Currently, we have started migration from manual to electronic. Various IT-based health service applications, including EMR, EXR, CPOE, XIS, RIS, XL7, DCOM, PEX, HIPAA, and so on, is in such a way that is integrated by various field of facilities as well as across sectors, with the principle is interoperability. But there are things that note that once the system experiences an error, many lives can be lost because of it. Therefore, let us an academic compete to learn about various technology trends in the health industry, starting from M-Health, telemedicine, and remote health monitoring, wearable powered by IoT, artificial intelligence, and robotic and artificial body parts. So we can prevent or minimize error that may occur due to the use of the system, because the system has advantage and disadvantage and always evolving and very complex. That's my closing for our discussion today. Once again, I thanks for our two wonderful and inspiration speakers today. I will close the discussion today. Give a close for two speakers. Okay, thank you. And then I apologize if there are shortcomings in guiding in this discussion. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Time for me to return to MC.
Thank you for our moderator, Mrs. Rita Dian Pratiwi. And also thank you very much for our speaker, Mrs. Azliza Ariffin and Mrs. Annisa Maulida Ningtyas for sharing your insights and thoughtfulness. Now let's give a big round of applause for our moderator and speakers of the day. Okay, before we close the webinar, we would like to inform the participants to fill out the online presence form that has been provided in the Zoom meeting chat box, and the e-certificate will be given 3 weeks after this webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, we come to the end of this event. Thank you for the guests and audiences. We're really sorry for the unanswered question because we still have a lot of questions here, but unfortunately the time is up and we have to end this webinar. We hope you get some valuable knowledge and we do hope that you always stay healthy. Thank you for participating on today's webinar and hope to see you again on the next webinar. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you semua. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Dr. Ni. Thank you, Mbak Nisa.
Okay, see you. Weekend for all of us.
Ya.
Yeah.
Terima kasih panitia.
Terima
Selamat.
kasih.
Saya mohon izin